This is the xSports Network.
Great food is just a short drive to Heine's Barbecue in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Heine in town when you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Heine Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Heine sauces, snacks, and more. Heine's Barbecue, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
This is the xSports Network. From the xSports Network, this is xSports Live, presented by Heine's Barbecue.
And welcome everybody back here to Heine's Barbecue for our second week of xSports Live. I'm joined here by Clint Brazier, Cam Mashburn, and once again excited to be back here and talking high school sports once again. Guys, how was the weekend for you?
Go ahead.
Here's the
Well,
that's a great
start it
to the
over.
show.
So does he need to redo that? Yeah, just say the
This is a
same.
great start to the show. We're here at Heine's Barbecue. We're here at Heine's Barbecue. We'll get our mic situation taken care of at some point, but I'm joined here by Clint Brazier and Cam Mashburn, and excited to talk high school sports once again. And guys, how was the weekend for you?
Mine was good, other than a loss to Wayne County. Both squads lost to Wayne County Friday night, but we go on the road. Kevin made the trip with me. We go to Hickman County, pick up a couple of wins, and I had an easy Sunday, and then we took care of business Tuesday night against Spring Hill. So it's been a pretty good week so far, leading back up here to our xSports Live.
Yeah, the weekend was so long ago. I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't even tell you what the weekend was like, honestly. So I was trying to, I guess, high school sports. I don't even know where we were Friday night. Home.
You were home.
At
That's
home.
right. You were home. Yeah.
Collinwood, girls.
Camera on a guy's head, so you should remember
Yeah.
Ben did.
Ben is harming little kids in
He
high school
did,
sporting
and
events.
they live flighted someone
Just kidding.
out of the gymnasium because he dropped a 80-pound camera on
Yeah.
somebody's head from 70 feet up. in
It's
the
more
air.
like 8 ounces.
Yeah, it's not very heavy. It was a Mevo. I've exaggerated that story pretty heavily, but yeah, it was two wins. The girls won on a shot that probably should have went in for Collinwood. Did not. Kid over here had a big game Friday night.
Yeah.
Then Monday night we went to I guess
Wayne County.
Wayne County.
Yeah.
It's all starting to run together
Yeah.
now. It's crazy. Then went to Wayne County. Boys looked as good as they've looked all year. That Wayne County girls team is something special.
Yeah.
You've seen them. They're special.
Yeah.
They've got a sophomore, the Vargas girl. That she's fantastic.
Just sophomore is what's amazing.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, Allie Weathers, a sophomore too. I think Allie probably outscored her, but two really good players. And Loretta ended up losing that one. Unfortunately, that's the only time they're going to play them this year. So I would like to have saw that one at home. But then I had you on Tuesday night with the Lawrence County game, and here we are.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Lawrence County starting off. A couple wins at Rogers for the boys and the girls, a couple dominating wins there. Come back for Giles County. The girls' game was what we had expected out of them, a sloppy first half. That second half, especially that third quarter, they outscored them 36-6
Right.
in that third quarter. And Cam and I talked on the broadcast, if they would have came out playing that good in the first half, they probably would have hung 100 on them easily. And then the boys, we expected a close game, just like we saw in Pulaski, except the Wildcats came out. They didn't miss. They won in every hustle stat.
They put a whooping on them.
They put a whooping on them and made it look easy.
I tell you what, each team's got another game before they get there, but Tuesday night, Loretta, Lawrenceburg, if both the teams play like they did in their last game, my goodness, that's a heavyweight fight because Loretta looked really good against Wayne County and Lawrence County. I don't know what else you can say about their performance on Tuesday night. That's as That's as good as I've seen them play in many, many, many years.
To that, girls kind of did what I expected to, but as you said, man, that third quarter, that second half, they came out hotter than a $2 pistol. But now, the boys' side really shot, we're going to talk to Coach Wilson here in just a little bit, and a player and stuff, but just amazing to me that they can take care of Giles County the way they did with everything that's going on. You know, that team's playing for a lot. They're playing for more than themselves, and they just flat hit Giles County right in the mouth.
Well, I think they probably had a little extra motivation for multiple reasons, like you said, but Giles County's coach, of course, is Nick Campbell, which is a Lawrence County graduate, and I think a lot of these kids are, were probably freshmen when Nick was still an assistant.
They remember that Columbia game from last
year. See, and
I don't know if any of this bunch would have still been there. Nick was there for 3 years, wasn't he?
No. Luke, were you there with Nick? Was Nick still a coach when he was a freshman? Nick Campbell?
Okay. Well, there you go. So he was just Columbia 2 years then.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, it happens. It's stuff. But you want to beat. You want to beat people that you know, right? It's not personal. You want to beat them.
Well, and Giles County and Lawrence County is a rivalry.
Oh, absolutely. They'll be district foes next year.
I mean, it's a rivalry, and like I said, just to win the way they did with everything that's going on with you, you're down. Our thoughts and prayers will still. We said it last week. Kate Schultz, buddy. We hope whatever outcome is the best for you, and we're praying for you, but. To play with that on top of playing a good Giles County team and just handed it to them.
And Summertown, speaking of handed it to them, you had a big 3A school, 5 a.m. football, Spring Hill coming to the nest on Tuesday night. You guys handled your business on both ends of the
girls. Let me tell you, Spring Hill girls are very athletic. It was only a 10-point lead at halftime, 27-17. But I don't know how many points Summertown scored in the third quarter. It was 30. It was 40-ish, and Spring Hill scored 0.
Really?
So you're talking about coming out, taking care of business in the third quarter. Summertown girls did, and just blew the game away. And Coach Gene got to empty his bench the whole fourth quarter and play a lot of kids that needed some time. Boys' side, it was. Just back and forth, just a hard-fought, rough game for about 3 quarters. And next thing you know, you saw some kids step up. You saw Weston Pig, who Coach Long's talked to, brought to talk to us tonight. Cole Campbell, and Coach Long's playing a lot of underclassmen. He's a lot like Loretta in that aspect. But you saw some kids really step up and broke a press when they needed to against a really athletic Spring Hill team. And made foul shots, and Spring Hill, I mean, end of the game, you look at the final score and you think, well, Summertown blew them out. No, it was fourth quarter, and Summertown took care of business, Spring Hill didn't. We got to go there next Tuesday, so we'll see what happens then. I'm sure Spring Hill men especially are going to want some revenge, but that was a great win for Coach Long and his men's squad.
Loretto goes on the road against Wayne County. We mentioned how good the Wayne County girls are, but like you mentioned, the boys defensively shut them down and offensively got the buckets when they needed to.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you don't ever know what to expect. You always expect Summertown to be good, and you always think you start looking at common opponents even early in the season, and you saw that they had beaten Summertown the game before, and you thought, well, this is a really good Wayne County team. And I didn't really know what to expect. Honestly, it was just, but it was total domination from the start. And Wayne County's coach, Ryan, the boys' side. Ryan Franks. He's a good coach, and I felt like the game plan that Loretto had was executed perfectly, and it was just a better game plan all the way around. I really did. It just they slowed it down, took the air out of it, which is kind of what they, I'm with asking, but I think that's what they want to do anyway. Yeah. It's a defensive type game, and they were triple teaming the Mantis, as we've called him.
I just heard about that nickname here tonight.
They were doubling down on him quite a bit, but he had a big shot going into the half from about midcourt. Yeah. But he did the little thing, they did the little things, and the other guys on the team stepped up. Buttram, who did not have a big game. The whole team just, it's the first time I've seen them this year where everybody did their part and stepped up and picked up, had a nice game. It was like I said, Tuesday night's going to be fun, and both those teams will still play like that.
Yeah, we'll recap everything with all the coaches and players that we got coming up here. And, of course, looking ahead to Loretto, hitting the road to take on Richland. Summertown going to an old district rival, taking on Collinwood. Lawrence County will have Athens, Alabama coming up. And right before we go to break here in this first segment, I told these guys I've got a almost impossible trivia question for them. And I want them to be thinking about it all the way until we start talking college football. All right.
So you're going to give us the trivia question now?
Yeah, I want you to be thinking about it and see if you can come up with any off the top of your head, and then we'll go through it.
I've got a phone here.
There are 8 guys who are Tennessee natives who have received votes for the Heisman.
This year?
Natives.
Oh, ever.
Natives. In the history of the Heisman Trophy, they not necessarily have played at Tennessee or Memphis or Vanderbilt. Guys who grew up here or at least played high school sports in the state of Tennessee who have received votes.
So hold on. When you say receive votes, does that just they got a vote, but that doesn't mean they're a finalist?
I know one.
No, it doesn't mean they're a finalist.
I know one. I mean, that's obvious. Everybody knows that one. But
who is it?
Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, he won it in 1966 and received votes in 65. So there's one of them.
All right, we'll work on that.
Yeah, I don't know that. That is tough.
Told you it wasn't going to be easy.
No.
I was up a while one of those nights.
So if we had to research that a while, how are we going to come up with that at the top of our heads, Clint? It's not happening.
Not all of them are going to be this tough.
I'm going to go to the bar and get on Google.
Well, coming up next, we'll have the Loretto Mustangs. We got Coach Tips and company here. We'll talk to them next, coming up on xSports Live.
Got primary care? Find your way to better health with primary care by One Stop Medical. With decades of combined experience, you'll find a one-on-one relationship just like the old days, but with the convenience and technology of today. When One Stop Medical does primary care, it's the best. Call today for an appointment and find your way to healthy living. Serving Lawrenceburg, Pulaski, and Hohenwald. Phone 931-244-8220. Primary care by One Stop Medical at its best.
From our humble beginnings to today, Parks Lumber Company has continuously served Lawrence and surrounding counties for over a century. Although we started as a small lumber yard in 1896, we have grown to include everything you need to make your dream project come to life. No matter your building needs, our experienced staff will be with you every step of the way to ensure you receive the highest customer service and attention to detail you deserve. Visit us at 106 2nd Street or on Facebook. We guarantee you will see working with PLC is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
There are now more ways to save at Quick Mart. Become a Quick Club member and easily earn rewards on qualifying purchases at Quick Mart convenience stores using the Quick Club app, available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. To save on fuel for work, use the Fuel Rewards Pro app to earn 5 cents a gallon on work fill-ups and redeem the savings for yourself. To get started, visit fuelrewards.com/pro or download the app in the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Rent-Right Equipment has all the tools you need to get the job done. From bobcats to trenchers to augers to lifts, we have a large variety of equipment for every project, big or small. Need a new mower? We have you covered there too. With great brands Hustler and Big Dog, Rent-Right is ready to serve all your equipment needs. Call today and reserve your equipment from Rent-Right Equipment in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee.
Great food is just a short drive to Heine's Barbecue in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Heine in town when you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Heine Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Heine sauces, snacks, and more. Heine's Barbecue, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
This is the xSports Network.
And back here on xSports Live, we're joined by the Loretto boys basketball team. We're right here from right to left, Hayden Buttram, Kason Bowie, and head coach Greg Tips. And just to mention, Coach Tips got one of the 8 guys right. which is Chad.
I think he's got 2 now.
I got 2 now.
You got 2?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Who's the
Or
other?
they got 3 total.
We got Johnny Majors.
Yes, that's
Okay.
one of them. You got Chad.
We got Chad Pennington.
Yeah.
Who was the other one? We just had a
Steve
third.
Spurrier.
Steve Spurrier.
Spurrier, yeah.
We'll get the other ones.
Yeah.
We'll work on it.
So Coach
Just
Tips
sit there.
comes out. He is on fire answering
Sure.
these Heisman Trophy questions. But Coach, you guys playing nothing but freshmen and sophomores here this season. But
Right.
as we've talked about all season long, these guys aren't really playing like freshmen and sophomore. They're
Right.
playing above their age right now.
Yeah, it's just fun, I guess. It's hard to believe they're just freshmen and sophomores. You know, the maturity they play with, the way they take coaching. I honestly would not. I told my wife this afternoon, I would not trade my basketball team for any team in the state, and it's not based on talent or anything. I just love going to practice with these guys. My assistant coach is here. He would tell you the same thing. It's just they're a pleasure to work with. I hope they keep that about them when they graduate. We have some ability, but the way they love each other, their attention to detail, we're already able to peel the onion and get to some different concepts and different things. I just can't wait to see where that takes us when they're juniors and seniors as well. I hope they keep that hunger. I hope they keep the jealousy out. They're a pleasure to work with, and it's making every practice fun.
Case and Hayden, you guys come in and it's just you guys this year, you know, no upperclassmen. How did you guys approach this season knowing that they're handing you guys the reins and now you got all this responsibility?
I mean, going in, we just had to have confidence, really. It's hard not having any upper one, but we had a bunch of freshmen step up and they handled it very well.
I mean, we're all mature, so we all know each other. We've grown up with each other, and we've played ball pretty much our whole lives together. So I think that helps. You know, we know how each other plays, and I think that makes a big factor.
Okay. Now you're from Leona. You went to Leona, correct? You're the only Leona player on the team. Had you?
We have a few younger ones.
Younger ones, okay.
Well, I say younger.
They're all young. They're all young.
But
I went to Leona as well, and went into Loretto. There was a few more of us back in the day, but we didn't. None of us had ever played together. Had you guys ever played together outside of that? You played against each other, though, right? Right. So you kind of knew what you were getting into. So, Coach, I know, kind of get working off that. How's it been to find leadership? You graduated 3 guys, 3 seniors last year that had mostly started.
Yeah, played a lot of basketball.
At least since they were sophomores.
Yeah.
How's it been trying to find a leader? Somebody to lead the team.
There is no lack of leadership. I think it helps that they're all friends. They all want to be good. They have goals they want to reach. There's no selfishness to this point. I think all of those things, when you have those things on your team, it's kind of an easy group to lead. These guys have become 2 of our leaders. Next time I come in, we'll have 2 more sophomores that are also taking on that. But they just come to work. They listen. They're a fun group to coach. And like I said, I hope that keeps going. We have a lot of room for improvement. We don't block out anybody. We've got to get better at that, which we've worked on a lot more. We can't obviously get the ball out of a trap yet. Thanks, Coach Wilson, for teaching us that lesson in a hard way.
You got another coach over here you can play. On the beats.
If he watches that tape, it ain't going to be hard. Just run at him and scare him. So we've got a long ways to go, but these guys will get there. And, it's just they're a fun group to coach.
So you've got the size. Of course, you got 2 kids here over 6 foot. You've got 2 guards, but you also coached the middle school the last 3 years.
Last 2 years.
Last 2 years. What has that done as far? And I know of course, you didn't get this one to your left, but you got most of the other ones. What was that like in building a relationship with the younger kids at 7th, 8th grade, and then now at the high school level?
Hayden can speak to this. I'll let him talk just a second about it, but for me, it's been huge. A lot of the things we stress, I mean, it comes down to taking care of the ball, defending and rebounding it. That's the same stuff we taught. We coached, whether it was the first game of the middle school season or both Hayden's 8th grade year, we got beat in the state championship game of that year. My 2 freshman guards that are starting for us. Those 2 freshman guards don't take out the Lawrence County game. We all looked like 7th graders that game. What they did to us, take out that game. Our other 5 ball games, they don't look like freshmen. 2 guards, and they played in the state championship and won a state championship their 8th grade year. To me, it's been huge. Their vocabulary, they know what I expect. They know what we're talking about. Their mental toughness, because I coached them in 7th and 8th grade like they were high schoolers. I just feel so comfortable with this basketball team. I think those guys and we have a good working relationship together, but I'll let Hayden speak to the benefits that he thinks that he saw.
Was it different going from seeing him in 8th grade, coach, when he was there with you in 8th grade to when you come in as a freshman and this year? Was there a different intensity, or pretty much the same?
It was pretty much the same. I mean, he was just trying to get us prepared for high school, and I think he did a good job with that. And just really,
He thinks you did a good job.
I appreciate that, Hayden.
And like with Mason and Corbin, like he's just really helped us get ready for like coming in high school and how it's going to be. And so I think,
Coach, you've talked about how special all of these guys are, and the future that you see, and Hayden can knock down a shot from anywhere on the court, and then you got the guy here right next to you who is, I mean, he's calling him the Mantis, which I just heard tonight.
Right.
Which is, the more I think about it, it's a very fitting nickname. It's a fitting nickname.
He's preying on his opponents.
These guys are just getting so much better. How do you guys feel like you're progressing? As you're taking your lumps, you're winning games, you're learning a lot on the run. How do you guys think you're progressing right now?
I mean, we're coming along at a very nice pace. I mean, it was a big difference coming in the beginning of the season, not having those upperclassmen, back us up. But I mean, I think we adapted to it well.
I think, we've been working pretty much all summer and coming in, not having the football guys. And once we got the football guys back, I think it didn't take too long for us to all, play how we play. And I think once we really get locked in on rebounding and blocking out, I think we'll be good.
You got Richland coming up tomorrow night, a very tough task on the road, and a team that's sitting there undefeated right now, and going into a probably pretty hostile environment there on Friday.
Yeah, Coach Lovelace always does a good job. They're hard-nosed. They're going to defend us. So it's going to be it'll be a tough game. Hayden spoke to the majority of our guys play football. So I had Hayden, I had Kaysen, had a couple of others. The rest of our team was playing football till the 1st of November. So that's another thing that you got to keep in mind with not only our youth. We've had our entire team for just these right at 4 weeks. So hopefully we'll be better by February.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's I can see that already from the games early, from the first games of the year till Friday night, where they look really, really good. I'm excited to see how the team grows. I think that's going to be the fun part. And both these two right here are going to be good players. They already are.
Yeah.
I mean, but I really, it's fun watching guys come in and you see the things they need to get better at, and they do. That's what's, to me as a broadcaster, that's fun, because you can. It gives us something to talk about, because he's like, okay, a year ago he would, on the left side, he'd always swap over to his right, and he'd get it blocked. He'd get shoved down his throat. Now he's going to his left. He's scoring every time that way.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, just little stuff, and I think that's fun.
Kaysen, your game, you can go inside, you can go outside. I mean, how much time do you work on just every spot? Because you can hit threes and you can go to work on the low block. How much time do you put on really working every aspect of your game?
I mean, during the summer, this man, he had me working every spot, post, three, it doesn't matter. And I still do that, every day in practice, and it just takes time, and, actually wanting to put the work into it.
So how many times have you practiced a shot you hit going into halftime the other night?
None.
So not even goofing off in practice. Never tried it.
No.
I tell you, I told the team, I've had, when you coach 20 years and you've had some good players, you end up having a lot of guys that make shots or girls that make shots like that. But I've never had one make a shot like that that's not completely locked into the game and into the game. And he was competing that game on both ends. And it's amazing when people are out there just floating around, or they're not in their feelings, or they're not worried about referees, or they're not worried about that. They're just completely locked on the game. Those shots have a tendency to go down. And you're talking about the individual improvement. If you would have told me 6 months ago that Hayden Buttram was going to be guarding a key player for the other team, I would have told you we're in bad trouble. we're in bad trouble.
Is that the first time you're hearing this?
This guy was going to light us up. and Hayden goes out there, and he did a phenomenal job defensively. So his reward is he gets to guard another really good player tomorrow night and see if he can do it again. And he just did a really good job. And then Kaysen here, he's just the sky's the limit for him and both these guys, and so it's just fun to watch the improvement.
So you would remember Marcus Hayslip from Marshall County.
Yep.
It's maybe an unfair comparison. It's been 20 years since I watched him play in high school, obviously, or more. But I think that's very similar to the style of player where he can go post you up, but he can go out and play guard too.
Yep.
And of course he played at Tennessee.
Hayslip,
not to put any pressure on you.
Right. Hayslip was a lot better athlete than Kaysen.
Well, he could jump over the goal.
Yes. Yes. But I will say this. There's some things as sophomores that Kaysen does that's a whole lot higher level than what Hayslip was at that level. Now, you're talking about a future lottery pick there.
Sure.
Exactly. We hear your broadcast, Cam. I'm surprised you don't have a notepad here getting an autograph from Bowie here because you're his biggest fan.
I am his biggest fan. I am the president of the Casey Bowie fan club.
Let's slow her roll. Let's let him try to make an all-district team.
What you're saying is I've expanded his head too much. He barely made it.
I'm just saying if he flops, we're blaming it on him. That's all I'm saying.
Perfect. I love it.
Let's let one of these guys make an all-district. Keep in mind, we do not have a player on our team that has even gotten a vote to be on an all-district team.
How many do you have that drive?
We have 2 that drive. One just got his license. So these 2 guys rode with my assistant over there. So, we're just trying to remember. We're just trying to make it to school on time. Okay, that's all we're trying to do.
I love it.
Well, Coach, thank you guys for coming by here to Heine's tonight, and good luck tomorrow night when you guys take on the coming up next, we got Summertown Coach Wes Long and Weston Pig. They'll be joining us coming up next.
Great food is just a short drive to Heine's Barbecue in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Heine in town when you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Heine Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Heine sauces, snacks, and more. Heine's Barbecue, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Are you tired of missing out on family life just to be treated like another truck number? Since 1986, Southeast Cares has been a family-operated business based in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Being family-owned ourselves, we understand the importance of family, which is why we value it above all else. With our large number of dedicated lanes and our friendly staff, we are able to evenly divide your home time with the amount of time you spend on the road. We offer multiple benefits with large company pay, all while keeping a small company environment. For more information, visit our website at southeastcarriers.com or check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
Hey folks, this is Fred Webb, principal broker and owner of United Country Southern Tennessee Realty in Lawrenceburg. Your local Realtree Land Pro agent specializing in country homes, farms, and land. If you're thinking about selling or would like a free comparative market analysis to see what your property is worth, please give us a call at 931-244-7126. We market your property worldwide to get you the most exposure, which in turn gets you the highest price in the shortest amount of time. Visit us at southernteaandrealty.com.
Make 2022 the year to refresh your home. And who you gonna call to help? Story & Lee, the Tennessee Valley's largest furniture store. We've stocked our 3 acres of showroom and warehouses full of inventory, and gotta make room for more arriving daily. Living rooms, dining rooms, bedrooms, all from the brands you've told us you love. And it's all ready to be delivered to your home absolutely free. Just try that anywhere else. We are Story & Lee.
This is the xSports Network.
And welcome back here to xSports Live. We're now joined by the Summertown boys basketball team. Head coach Wes Long, Weston Pigg joining us here. And I'm going to start right off the get-go by saying Weston made me I have one of the most surprising calls ever in my career when Weston last year went up and threw down a dunk that I did not see coming.
What?
I thought, it was against Force.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Will sent it to me. That's
it was against Force. I thought he got a breakaway. He's going to go up and lay it off the glass, and he threw it down. And I'm pretty sure his nose almost touched the rim in the process. So, you guys are off to a great start here so far this season, sitting at 6-2. What have you liked out of your guys so far, Wes?
Just fight and competitiveness. It's always, I think that's kind of bred in kids at Summertown, regardless of experience and age, that kind of stuff. I think that they're always ready to go, and they're always waiting on their turn. So guys like Weston, just been putting in his time, putting in his work, and waiting on his turn. And I think that's why we've gotten off to the start we have so far.
Weston, like you mentioned, you came off the bench last year. You're a starter this year. How have things changed for you, knowing that you're one of the first guys out there and you got a lot of responsibility on your shoulders now?
I just have to know to be ready. I got to be just ready to come out there every game, be ready mentally before the game, and get ready in practice.
Hey Jay, you were talking about that dunk. And Weston, he's mostly known for his defense and his rebounding. Coach Long's probably going to put him against when they're matching up man-to-man. Weston's probably guarding their best player most of the time. But he made a move Tuesday night that he caught the ball on the wing, took it to the rim, and I thought he was going to dunk it then. But he had 2 defenders. He should have got a and one out of it. He had 2 defenders ran into him. He laid the softest, prettiest layup high off the glass, and his hand was probably about to block when he laid it up. And it was the prettiest shot you've ever seen. What's that been like, Weston, knowing that going last year, you're coming off the bench, you lost 4 seniors from last year's team. Well, now you're the starter, and Coach Long's asking a lot more out of you. As you'd said, how do you feel like your role is and what's going to make this team go?
I just feel like we all have to just learn our role to start with, but we just gotta all play as a team and just keep getting better.
I think that's something that Weston has been really good at. Like guys like Harrison Gobble and Jake Smith last year, we've always had several guys that have really excelled at their role, no matter what it is. And I'm sure Weston would like to score a little bit more, and honestly, it makes us better when our scoring column is more well-rounded.
Balanced.
But he mentioned being mentally ready to play. Weston's one of those kids that obviously he's uber athletic, as AJ mentioned earlier, and it surprises people at times. But he's one of our more higher energy guys. Every day at practice and games, and he's so level-headed. It don't show a lot of emotion, whether things are going really well or not so great at times. And I think that speaks to his leadership ability a little bit, because with such a young team, look, he's one of 3 seniors, but the other 2 seniors coming in with 0 playing time.
Right.
So, with him being the senior with the most experience, such a young team, I think it's been important for us to have a guy like him to be so level-headed and even-keeled,
Coach, I said it at Hickman County. I said Weston Pigg is the kind of kid you love. He's got the same expression on his face if he just fouled out in the 3rd quarter or if he just hit the game-winning shot. Right. He's even-keeled and he's ready to go.
He is, always. You don't ever have to question, whether Weston's ready to go, and you don't ever have to question whether Weston's putting the team before himself.
Right.
You know, and I think that speaks volumes what kind of kid he is and what kind of leader he is for us.
Now, you missed Gavin from last year, Mr. Basketball finalist, and you knew guys were going to have to step up and kind of fill that. You knew what you were getting out of Grayson, but you look at a Cole Campbell, what he's done. You look at what a Kurt Burleson has done, what Weston has done. You have to be really happy at 6-2 that these guys are contributing, making shots, and obviously playing really good defense on the other end.
You know, I'll question your statement about the defensive end, but
coaches always do.
We're getting there, you know, and I think in my time at Summertown, we've obviously gotten a lot better on the defensive end come tournament time, and that's kind of the way we're geared. You know, we want to stick the ball in the hole early, and it's been successful for us. And then as the game gets slower in tournament time, I think we've gotten better defensively, and you know that's kind of what we're looking at. Obviously, you know, Cole and Kurt have really stepped up scoring the basketball because you said, you know, we knew what we were going to get out of Grayson, but we're getting there. You know, we're trying some different things. We're still seeing what's going to fit best with this team because, you know, even with these three seniors, something that we've talked about. These guys have never played before. You know, even though 6th graders can play with our 8th graders, you know. When Weston was an 8th grader, Grayson and Cole and Kurt were 6th graders. That's the last time these guys have ever been on the floor together. Yeah. So it's been 4 years. And then obviously when Gray was pulled up as an 8th grader, you know, Pig was around, still wasn't his time yet. So they're still trying to figure it out, and I'm trying to figure them out as we go as well.
Yeah, Grayson, we talked about the other night, you know, there's 8 games into a sophomore season, and he's got 1,000 points.
It's been impressive what he's been able to do, you know. We're still trying to get him to be a little bit more efficient. But, you know, right now, with the lack of depth that we have, you know, you kind of got to just take the good with the bad sometimes. And Gavin was the same way. So we're good with that in spurts, especially when we really need a basket. We've got a guy that we can go to when we really need it.
And you know he's definitely not afraid to be the guy to shoot it.
Absolutely. He's been put in that spot a lot throughout his career, you know, and he's kind of always taken a back seat to Gavin a little bit on the basketball court. So we've got that, you know, but we're getting these other guys groomed and ready to, you know, hopefully see where we're at come tournament time.
AJ, I want to tell a funny story, and every time I think about it, I laugh. But Coach Long was telling me last year they were getting ready to go to Murfreesboro for the state tournament. They're letting the guys do a little batting practice because, you know, baseball's just right there. And Coach Long said he's in the dugout and he's drawing maybe up some inbounds plays, you know, last-second shots, maybe under their own goal, things like that. And it was basically Gavin throwing it in, kicking it back to him, stepping in, catching it, shooting. And he said, Grayson, you think this would work? And Grayson looked at it because he was supposed to be the one to catch it, kick it back out. And Grayson said, I'm not throwing it back in. If I catch it, I'm shooting it. And that's a freshman.
Well, they're also brothers.
We don't lack confidence, regardless of the result. And you know, but I think Weston believes in his ability, as does Cole. You know, being a high-level golfer, you know, and Kurt, who's really come on this year, couldn't be more proud of how Kurt's played because I think he's really filled in the shoes of Caden Trotter really well. We really weren't expecting Kurt to kind of produce the way he has, so I think those guys have really come on to help us out. You know, Will has had to step in rather quicker than what we expected coming into the season. You know, after we lost some guys back in the fall, so I think he's done a great job of kind of holding that over and doing what we need him to do as well.
Got Collinwood coming up tomorrow night. You already seen them once this year, but old district rivals going into a pretty tough place to play.
It is. Collinwood's always one of those places. It's hard to muster up energy. It's hard to, you know, get going early, and the way we've played the last couple of years coming out of the gate, you know, I think that's been one of our downfalls is how we start games. You know, it was nothing for us to burn 2 timeouts in the first quarter, you know, last year to just try to hang in. But Coach Gobble's going to have those guys ready to go. You know, it's going to be one of those games. It's probably going to be an ugly game. Nothing's going to be pretty. We're just going to have to hang in there and figure it out as we go.
Weston, you like going and playing in those tough places, those tough environments, especially, you know, since there's a lot of history between both schools.
I do enjoy it. I like the competitiveness, just like the feel of different gyms and stuff. I'm just ready to go and play. It'll be fun.
You guys miss playing the Wayne counties and the Collinwoods and district play? You kind of miss that aspect of it?
Sure. I mean, especially for guys that have grown up at Summertown their whole life, you get used to playing the same teams in your district, in your region. There's some things like Perry County even. Those are some old rivalries that we've missed the last couple of years. So sure, yeah, we miss it. Hopefully we can get some guys, some teams back on the schedule. As we move forward, but we just try to beat the people that it's on the schedule right now.
I'm not going to go as far as what Coach Long did. I don't miss going to Perry County.
I don't think anybody misses going to Perry County.
But I'll say this: my father-in-law is one of them that if you ever get around him, he wants to show you a scrapbook and let you know how good he was at Lawrence County High School back in the '60s. And one day I just got tired of it, and I was like, "Look, you played in that old 21st district." I said, "You played them like Wayne County and Perry County and all this stuff, and I'm just trying to grasp at straws." He said, "Let me tell you something, buddy." He said, "You don't know what a rivalry was till you go to Collinwood on a Friday night, and they're throwing rocks at your bus before you go in the gym." And he said, "If you happen to beat them, you go out and you got 4 flat tires." And honestly, up until last year, I've been at. My kids have been at Summertown since 2014. I've seen some wild games at Collinwood.
Well, you guys, what are you looking forward to, both of you guys here, the rest of the season moving forward? I know we've talked a lot about how you see these young guys progressing and growing, but 8 games in, you're sitting at 6-2. How do you want to see this team continue to grow for both of you?
Obviously just getting better. But our stretch coming up, what we've talked about, obviously we just played Spring Hill. Got, at Collinwood Friday, we go back to Spring Hill Tuesday, at Lawrence County, who's still unbeaten, next Friday. Then we go Nolensville Summit. I mean, the stretch that we're about to reel off is really going to test, our character, our competitiveness, our toughness, and that's something that we're really looking forward to. Coach Tips talked about peeling the onion back. We're still trying to pull that onion out of the ground, to see what we've really got. So it's going to be one of those things that's going to be fun to see where we are and who we are. Come Christmas.
Yeah. Wes?
I feel like we're just now figuring out how to play with each other, and I'm just ready to see how the test here coming up. Just ready to see what kind of team we're actually going to be come tournament time.
Well, these guys will be on the road in Collinwood tomorrow night. I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by, coming here to Heine's tonight.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Hey, last thing though, the last time Coach Long was in my barber shop, he said, "Listen, we're going to be good if we win 5 games." Well, he's 6-2, and we're barely into December. So again,
overachieved already. Get to keep my job one more year.
Well, coming up next, we got Lawrence County coming up. We'll chat with them coming up.
It's time for some straight talk about zero-turn mowers. Husqvarna's zero-turn performance mowers with rugged commercial drive give you high performance and a comfortable ride. Heavy-duty frame and chassis and commercial hydraulics take no punishment. With warranties now up to 5 years and low financing options, there's no competition. For a straight-up deal on the best in professional zero-turn mowers, go straight to your Husqvarna dealer.
This is the good life.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we've provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air, when you need us, we'll be there.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
This is the xSports Network.
And back here at Heine's Barbecue, this time we're joined by the Wildcats of Lawrence County. Got head coach Joe Wilson and Luke Max joining us. You guys undefeated right now on the season, and Cam and I talked a lot the other night on Tuesday. We thought that was going to be a really close, really good game against Giles County. Was anything but. You guys doubled it up, and it was I don't like to use words like this, but it was really kind of a domination from start to finish in that game.
Well, we played without question since I've been here. I'd put it in the top two, games. We had a game last year at Page where we really played well. Coach Campbell does a great job. It was just one of those nights where, we got on a roll and we couldn't miss. Everything we did, worked. You have those nights, and they had a night where everything they did, was wrong. And sometimes, you have those nights. And it just so happened ours occurred, and our best game so far and their worst, occurred at the same time. But, we played really well. I'd love to tell you that we had a great day of practice the day before. We didn't. We had a pretty good practice, but I had no idea, what was coming. And but I was really pleased with the way we played, and it was a great atmosphere, good effort, and hopefully we can go on from there and build and keep getting better.
Luke, what was it like for you? I mean, that was a close game when you guys played in Pulaski, and you come out there, and I walked by their student section, and they were saying, I'm not going to repeat what they were saying, but they were saying a lot of things to you guys. So I kind of had a feeling you guys were going to be a little extra motivated.
I will say what they were saying. They were giving you crap about not making the football playoffs.
Well,
there's some other stuff too.
We had two people.
No, I can't repeat that.
Yeah. We had two people combined for 52 over there, Kate Schultz and TJ. TJ had 28. Kate had a quiet 24, I'll say, but he had 24, couldn't miss. I think our percentage in the fourth quarter, like our advanced percentage on huddle, was like 107.3. So I don't think we missed in the fourth quarter. But at our place, it was just the intensity, the energy we all brought. I won't bring a few people up. Logan Boswell, Jacaby Stevenson, and Blake Long. Blake Long finally broke through, and he had one of his best games. And then Logan had another very good game. Jacaby, he's been solid all year. But if they're going to keep making the shots, I'm going to keep passing it to them. So we played very, very well, solid defense. I'm going to say we didn't have to trap as much as we usually do, but we just kept them in front, didn't foul like we did over there. I had 4 fouls over there. That's why I didn't play half the game. But it was just a different mojo, I guess. We're playing for something bigger than we are.
Yeah, year two under this guy. What's it been like? I mean, I know last year you guys got off to a great start, and there were some growing pains kind of in between and heading towards the end of the season. But it looks like year two, everything's just really clicking for you guys right now.
So we had a bunch of leaders last year, Boz and Alex and Harry and Charlie and Elijah. But I feel like last year we bought in, but then it just didn't work out for us at White County. But this year, I feel like the sophomores last year that didn't get much playing time. Logan Boswell got a few minutes each game, and but we all bought in this year since the summer, which most of us played two sports, so we had stuff going on. But with all the summer games we had, we played pretty good. But we all bought into whatever coach was bringing to us, and all the juniors this year have stepped up very, very well. But I feel like being the only senior in the starting five, you feel like you got to pass the ball to them if they're going to score like they have been. But it's not. I mean, I don't have to score if they're making their shots. So it's just.
Well, Coach, you had so many guys stepping up. He mentioned Logan. You got Alex Bedford that's playing great. TJ has had some really good games. Jacaby is knocking down shots. Then Carter comes off the bench. You got Drake coming off the bench. I mean, you've got so many weapons and so many guys that can do so many things, and that's got to be good for you and kind of comforting for you as a coach to know you have all of that.
Well, the way we like to play, you've got to play you got to play 7, 8 kids, you know, at least, and you know, I have a substitution list that it's not written in stone, but you got to do that so hopefully they don't get tired. But it is good, you know, the kids work hard. We've got kids that can play inside, outside. We've got 5 that's averaging double figures right now. We've had multiple guys, you know, get double figures. 3 different guys have scored in the 20s. Nobody's done it twice yet, but we've had 3 different guys. And anytime you got that, I mean, you know, somebody watches one game film, they say, well, we've got to guard so-and-so and so-and-so. Then they leave the other guy open. And so, you know, we're blessed to have the kids that work at it, and they love to be around each other. That's the thing that, you know, I've noticed is that there's that I can see, jealousy. Nobody cares who gets what, you know, as long as we get ours and we do, as long as it's us doing it, you know, they're happy, and they don't care who starts. I mean, you know, everybody wants to start, everybody wants to be the leading scorer, but not everybody can do it, and they accept their role. The style I wanted to play, you know, I think most folks would like it. I mean, we're going to romp up and down the floor, and you know, our goal is to get minimum 65 possessions a game. We'd love to get 80 possessions a game. I think we're averaging right around 70, 72 possessions, and it doesn't take a Phi Beta Kappa to figure out the more possessions you have, the more shots you got. And everybody likes to shoot it. I mean, so I wish they all like to play defense. But
that's a similar tone we've heard a lot from all 3 coaches.
Well,
more defense.
Now, one thing they have, I have to give them credit. I mean, the other night against
Giles County y'all played defense pretty good.
You know, they do. They really do. You know, they play good defense, and I think a lot of it has to do with, again, the style that we play. They like that, and again, you don't have to be a genius to figure out when they play pickup ball. They're not going to run flex. They're not going to run the Kansas high-low. They're going to get out there and dribble drive and pass and cut and shoot. And so if you want to work on that, you know, you teach them. We try to teach them how to play as opposed to a lot of play. We don't have a lot of plays, you know, and so I think the style we play, they like it, and they've bought into it, and you know, they've done really well with it so far, and you know, hopefully it'll continue.
So, Coach, talking about defense, the one sitting next to you, he's a pretty good defender. Had a good game the other night defending, but you came from Alabama and been there for your whole coaching career, correct?
Yes.
What is the difference between the style of play, if there is any, between Alabama and Tennessee? What has that adjustment been like?
What I noticed, now this doesn't mean the schools in Alabama don't play hard.
Sure.
But I just noticed that, I mean, when you play Summertown, Loretta, Wayne County, Collingwood, any Culleoka, and those are, you know, smaller schools, they still are going to, you know, they don't know they're supposed to get beat. I wish they would. I wish they didn't. No, we're supposed to beat them, so let's just go ahead and why, you know, change what's supposed to happen.
Right.
But they play really hard. The coaches, all the coaches do a really good job. And again, I'm not saying that coaches don't do a good job in Alabama.
Sure.
And I'm not saying Tennessee's doesn't love high school football. But in Alabama, you've got some folks that they play basketball November 15th to February 10th.
And that's it.
I mean, that's it.
Yep.
And in Tennessee, you know, I haven't really seen that. And, you know, that's the big difference. And the other difference, hopefully none of them's watching, well, they can't be because they can't see anyway, are the officials. They can't do any worse than that.
Man after my own heart. I mean, it's awesome.
No, they're good officials. I'm not taking that, but no, you need to go watch some videos. If you watch some videos from when I was at Winfield, with this being aired, our games being aired, the folks in Winfield, they wanted to watch us play, so when you told them where to watch, and in the first scrimmage we had, I was bad to, slap them on the butt, give them a little love in Alabama just to let them know I care and that sort of thing.
You're talking about the officials or the players?
Officials. Well, I did that to this dude in Tennessee. And, I mean, he looks at me for about a quarter and a half. And Melinda, after that game, Melinda goes, "You better not do that anymore." And, I mean, the folks in Winfield watched the first game, about midway through the first quarter, they text Melinda, "What's the matter with him?" I go, "What do you mean? He's not like," they go, "He can't be." I mean, I laid down on the floor. I laid down in the middle of the floor at Alabama. They just laughed.
Right.
I mean, I'd romp up and down the sidelines, go just do everything. You cannot do that in Tennessee. I mean, and again, I'm not hating. I'm just
sure.
stating. I mean, it is what it is. And what was another humorous story, when we went to Fort Payne last year, I went down there, and some of those guys had called some of my games because I'd been at Gunnersville, which is over that way, and I said, I never thought I'd say this, but I really miss y'all. And they laughed. They said, "Well, Coach, I want to be honest with you. We love reffing when we get Tennessee teams because their coaches aren't going to say a word to us because they can't, and they know what it's like. They can't in Tennessee. And again, I'm not just making that up.
Sure,
It is.
I've never heard that. That's interesting.
It is drastically. I mean, if you watch any film of Athens, they were playing East Limestone. This kid from East Limestone drains a three in the face of one of Athens' players. He turns around, takes the arrow out, shoots the bow at the kid. Referee watching. Nothing. You do that in Tennessee,
you're suspended for 2 games.
Is gone. I mean,
forget the technical. He's out.
Forget the technical. There's 4 assistant coaches for Coach Anderson up there screaming and carrying on. I mean, if Bryce thinks about getting up, they give him a warning, and if he does get up, he's probably done. I mean, and I'm not saying it should or shouldn't be that way. I'm just saying that's the big difference in Alabama and Tennessee is that, like I said, the way the smaller schools really get after it.
Well, Coach, I know you're speaking the truth because Craig McGill, former girls coach here at Summertown. He's at New Hope, Alabama now, a real good friend of mine, coached 2 of my daughters while he was here at Summertown. But as much of a character as he was on the sideline here in Tennessee, it's just like free falling in
Seriously?
in New Hope.
We got to get down there and watch that.
Well, I've watched him about 3 times a year since he's moved to New Hope. I mean, he puts on a show because he can get away with it there.
It's worth he was worth the price of admission when he was here. I can't imagine when
when he went to New Hope, his first year they came to Winfield, and in Alabama they do it a little different, sub-regional, around the 32, and New Hope had to come to Winfield because we won our area and they were runner-up. No, they were really young, and we beat them pretty good. Because we were really, that's the team I had that went to the Final Four. But that's where I got to know, Coach McGill, and he's a good guy and he does a good job, and they've really, done well. He's got another good team.
I think he's expecting a lot out of this year.
He is, and of course he's got to deal with Lawrenceburg native, Jana Killen.
Oh yeah.
If he wants to bring home the blue map, but I'm sure he would take a red one if he had to, but he does a really good job.
You guys mentioned, I know Luke mentioned playing for something bigger than yourself, and the situation with Cade, and we're definitely praying, hoping for the best for Cade, and just when you thought you got some bad news, you get some more good news. And how motivating has that been, Luke, for you guys, knowing that you're playing for something bigger for yourself and playing for, obviously I can tell the emotion on everybody every time they talk about Cade.
Well, he was I'm not going to say I'm not a leader, but I'm not the go do the leading stuff. He was the big leader at our brotherhood, I guess you would say. But knowing he is rooting us on, and you can feel him like with you. I mean, I'm trying to show him off with my Letterman jacket.
Show it off, Kevin, if you can zoom in on that.
But I mean, he's got his own logo right here. It's made out of a letter. I couldn't tell you what letter that is at the top, made out of, but he does it in the digital design. But that's him right there. But he's probably the hardest working guy I know with anything ever. Not the smartest, but he's the most hard-working guy. But I'm going to speak for this. I'm not saying the starting 5 is going to be different next time, but the starting 5 is the last game in Giles County. was just there was something different about something's going on different against Giles because he was the one that put us on his back with TJ. Both of them was carrying us to the W last time, but this last time there was something we did that just sparked our shooting and defense and all that. But he was the one that kept us going. Like, you miss a shot, it's all right, keep going. Because me and him are probably the ones that turn it over the most. Like, we force stuff, we do all this crazy stuff instead of just making the simple pass, simple play. But if he was here, he'd tell you that me and him were the most turnovers. But we just need to keep going. That's what he tells us. Keep going, keep doing what you're doing. In the weight room, same thing. We'd get after it. He'd tell us, he'd make us get after it, But just knowing his perspective now, we're playing for him. It's just playing for him and the Lord above. The Lord's the only reason why he's here. The Lord keeps him going, keeps his spirits up, and we're just keep praying that his spirits stay alive. Plus, his legs heal good, so he can just get out here and come watch us, sit on the bench with us, come laugh with us again. But there's just something different that was just motivating us to get going. And it happened early. It happened on Thanksgiving. But since then, we just turned it on. It's a great feeling to know that we're undefeated, and hopefully we're just going to keep rallying and do the same thing on Friday night.
So how often, while you're in the game, do you think about something he would say, and you try to do something that maybe he would do?
Well, it's just like I'm gonna slap you on the butt and say, do better next time. That's
not something you would typically do.
No, I wouldn't. It's just
right.
I'm trying to.
You're picking up his slack.
I won't feel his shoes ever.
Right.
Ever. But I'm just trying to. Me and Carter Hughes, one of the other senior player, we're just trying to make it the same environment it was when he was there. Just the upbeat, positive, get going, hard as you can, 110% every time. That's ever since that happened, today. I don't know if I'm supposed to be saying this, but today we prayed for him today in school, and there was 60 kids there just circled around praying for him. Everybody hugging on each other and just all wanting Cade to get better. And his support system is so good. Like, you just want that to happen for him, because he would do the same thing for you. It's I don't know, but it's different if it's happening to him, because he's the one that would rally everybody together to do that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about saying if you should say that on this. We're just in California. We're doing this show. You're good.
Yeah. Well, one thing about Kay that probably gets overlooked that I think is really important. His girlfriend's an Alabama fan.
That's not.
He obviously has wonderful taste in women. So we got to acknowledge.
I was trying to figure out a flaw in him, and I finally found it.
Give a shout out. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what her name is, but she's an Alabama fan.
I don't know what's worse, married. If you were dating an Alabama fan or marrying, like in my case, someone who doesn't watch football at all. So I don't know which is worse.
An Alabama fan. An Auburn fan.
So I think
if you married an Auburn fan,
What about LSU? Tennessee, LSU kind of put a hammer.
Yeah, the blind squirrel finds an apron every now and then. So it is what it is. Is my boy would say.
Yeah. Tess, if she's probably watching.
Yes, there you go. That's her name.
She came to the Loretta game at home, and it's just seeing her still pursuing what she wants to pursue, and knowing that Cade wants her to be there. I told her I loved her because she's staying solid with him. It's just not nothing to overlook. Like, she's the one that's another one, a part of Eric and Brandy and Cole and JC and all, Pappy, Gabby, Papa and Nana and all them, just rallying around him. She's part of the keeping him upbeat, and spirit's pretty good in the hospital, and just keep praying for her and his family and Cade especially, and the doctors and nurses, because I know the Lord, he can help him get out of this if he wants to. But I know his plan is better than ours, and just It's big. Just again, playing for something bigger than what we are.
So on a lighter note, a little, how often in practice do you laugh at him, or how often do you? Is he like this? Is it like this on the bus? Y'all ride the bus? Y'all ride buses the game? What?
But
what's happened, man?
I don't think anybody does that.
Yes.
Well, you don't know. You can't bond as a team until you ride a cheese wagon 3 hours in 30-degree weather, no heat. I mean, that's just understood.
So at practice, it's like Cade, he'll do something dumb, and you'll see Coach turn around, just trying not to say something dumb, and Cade will be looking at his hands like, what in the world's happening? And then sometimes he'll do something even more dumb, but then make up for the next play. Like that's him. He'll make up for it when he's not frustrated. Like me, I'll foul. If I turn the ball over, I'm fouling. You can guarantee that. But Cade will be the one.
If you take it from me, I'm taking it back, and I may hurt you doing it.
That's right. That's exactly right. But Cade would be the one he would steal the ball back, or he would make a good pass to the post, and somebody would make a shot or something like that, and he would just be like the same person, just same solid all the way through the game.
How far can this team go?
Listen, I mean.
Does it matter? Is it really like? Is there expectations, or is it just one?
No, there's always hopes and dreams, but I'm hoping state tournament, because the way we played defense the last few games, defense should always travel with you. It's not shooting's not going to travel all the time, but defense with the first starting five, and then you got me, Logan, Jacabry, Blake, TJ, Alex, and then you got Drake and Carter. But all of us, you and AJ was the broadcasters that night against Giles. Y'all talked about the intensity not dropping down, the tempo not going down when we brought in all the people on the bench. But I feel like if that's the intensity we stay with the whole game, like even if we get down, we got down to Giles County 10 two times, not just once, two, and it was all in the third quarter. So I mean, if we can play defense without fouling, because they didn't get to the free throw line during the third quarter, and that's how we got back to come back. And then, but if we stay with the defense, stay with the process, and keep working hard for Coach and working hard for Cade. I mean, I don't know if the sky's the limit, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I think he's got a career in media.
I think he does. I'm
serious, because most players come in here, they're like, keep that mic.
You know his dad?
Oh no, I know him well.
They're full of it a little bit.
Dad, he texted me.
I'm not going to put him in that category.
Dad texted me. I got here at 7:52. He texted me at 7:54. I was still sitting in the truck, and he said, "I'm praying for you." So I don't know if that. I think that was a serious note. He's praying for me, so I don't get nervous.
Got you.
But I thought it was funny because, I mean, I got nervous, but I mean, it's not very bad now. But
did you ask him where's that support at on the golf course?
Yeah. I mean, don't yell at me on the golf course, but you need to pray for me.
If you want to see, you could probably still see it. There's going to be tournaments coming up. Some of the funniest stuff you've ever seen is when Luke does something on a golf, hits a bad shot. Yeah. It's not even a bad shot. It's just not the shot that he wanted to hit. And watching Ryan's reaction. Yeah. Process. People think I go watch Luke just to support him. I go to watch Ryan. That's what I'm going for. It's awesome.
I'll tell him what I'm going to do. Like if I'm going to hit this shot, and then if I don't hit it, I'll be frustrated. But I'm not mad because maybe on the green, but 20 feet. He said that should have been 7 feet. That should have been 5 feet. I mean, there's something different every time. Some different excuse.
Well, you forget how much of a world class golfer he is.
Hey,
he's pretty good.
Time out. He did beat me the other day. I'll give him that.
Really?
He did. I think he shot 71.
He played for the Wednesdays.
No, he's pretty
I was
good.
hoping he did, but no, he did.
He had to tell us a story a few weeks before we played the tournament up at Toe. He had to tell us a story about the time he beat Corey. Now, whether that's factual or not.
Probably not. I beat Corey one time.
It's not a lie. I believe it's true.
Oh, I know.
Remember that.
Yeah, that's right. Dad told me a story about him and Corey one day. He said they went into number 8, number 9. They were tied going to number 9. No, Corey was 1 down going to number 9. And Dad said, "I'm fixing to make birdie and beat you." He said, "Okay." He said, "No, you're not going to make par, and I'm going to make eagle. I'm going to drive the green, make eagle, and beat you." He drives the green to 20 feet, makes eagle. Dad makes par, and he beats him by 1. So.
I mean,
Good golfer.
Gotta love the
Still
motivation.
He's still got it.
Yeah.
Still got
Well,
it.
we'd like to thank you guys for stopping by. Good luck tomorrow night as you guys take on Athens, Alabama.
Yeah, I hope everybody will come out and watch. They're undefeated, and we're undefeated. They've got a great coach and Danny Anderson, and I think it'll be a really good game, both boys and girls. So hopefully everybody will come out and watch and be supportive tomorrow night.
All right, well, we'll check these guys out tomorrow night. Coming up, it's time to rant. After we talk about the food, of course. Clint, Cam, we're just going to talk, and myself, going to talk about what's on our mind, and hopefully you guys get a little bit entertained out of it.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Introducing Cloud9 Fiber to Lawrenceburg. We take great pride in being the only locally owned and operated internet company within Lawrenceburg and Lawrence County. We're now offering up to gigabit services with plans starting at $50 per month. Surf the internet with blazing fast speeds and reliability, all while keeping your investment within Lawrence County. For more information, visit cloud9fiber.com to request for us to build your area next.
I'm Mike Keith. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the auto owner's policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Whether it's popcorn, biscuits, or automotive, you need the right ingredients to achieve the best results. Heritage Automotive is proud to serve our community with a continually growing inventory. We also help our community grow by contributing to a vibrant economy, which helps build schools. I'm Keith Durham, and I'm the General Manager here at Heritage Automotive, and it's my job to make sure that you're 100% satisfied. Heritage Automotive, your hometown Chevy, Buick, and GMC dealer.
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie. And we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
This is the xSports Network.
Well, welcome back here to Heine's Barbecue. It's time for the rant segment, but first we want to talk about the food that Heine's gave us. Luke is actually going to rant with us too. So we have, what is it, that's boneless hot wings that are really, really good spice. These cheese sticks. Ben Luna and I ate like 3/4 of these, and these are outstanding. Then my wife, my wife brought me some sliced brisket here. I love the chopped brisket. Their pizza, which we saw last week, was really good. Now, before Clint, Kim, and myself go on a rant, Luke is, he is starting his media career right here, right now, and he's got a rant. I can't wait.
Hold on, Luke. I tell you what, I've learned something new about Heine's too. I thought it was just a barbecue joint. I got a pizza earlier before we started, just pepperoni and sausage. It was great. Oh, you're picking me up clear. I'm sorry, I got a mouthful. But these wings got a little kick to them. I think Ben Luna told them to spice them up a little bit.
Is your nose running?
But they're
well, he's ate like 6 of them.
I have.
I mean,
but I think Ben Luna had a little secret.
and what he's got his drink here spiked with, you lose control of your mouth after a little bit, and so you start slobbering and everything. That's what's going on here.
By the way, they got a full bar back here too.
If you notice that Climp's got up a couple times, that's
a few times. Yeah. All right, Luke, what's on your mind here?
All right, so Miss Luna, Ben's wife, will tell you that I eat school food every day of the week, unless my mom buys me something that we get out of school, you know. But I eat whatever's on the hot plate side, plus. Okay, right here. All right. So I eat whatever is on the hot plate side, plus 2 PB&Js, and then whatever juice like the.
Hold on, you do this every day?
Every day.
So you eat the hot plate and the PB&J, 2 PB.
So the juice boxes is either Wango Mango, Dragon Punch. Oh yeah, I got some more. Okay, Dragon Punch, or just straight up Welch's grape juice. So you got this week last week they started putting cranberries and little pineapple things that are awful in bags that are not very good. So they're replacing the good juices. All 3 are good. They're replacing those with pineapple and cranberry, dry cranberries.
For juice?
Yeah.
Who drinks cranberry juice unless?
No, it's not juice. Oh. It's just cranberries. They don't have it. They don't have a drink in there anymore. So, and then this week they started. They usually do just PB&J, 2 of them, and I mean they're good. But
you eat 2 every day, so they gotta be.
They tricked me. They tricked me. So we had chicken bites the other day, and I was hungry, so the chicken bites in a roll, and then I went to get my PB&J. And I got it, went to the table. It was ham and cheese. Why? Like, why can we not just do what we've been doing? The good reputation. I mean, now I've got to actually look in the bag to see if they got.
I mean, so they're giving you more options though.
They're going to spit your PB&J now.
Like I tried it. I promise you, I tried it.
So you're saying sometimes more options is not always good. You just stick with what works.
Just stick with what you've been doing the last 2 years I've been in high school.
You've only been 4 years.
But I didn't eat school food freshman year. I was about this big.
Okay, so that's why you...
I weighed 132 pounds maybe. But then, ever since sophomore year, I've started eating a ton.
But is the school pizza still square?
Depends on the day.
Oh, gotcha.
But it's not. The only thing that's good about the pepperoni pizza is the crust has got cheese in it.
Oh, really?
Okay. You talking about you break it open and pull it apart? It looks like a cheese stick.
He'll never know what it's like to have to roll that square piece
out
and dip it in ranch just so you can taste something.
Like a burrito or yeah. Yep.
But so
I kind of long for those. The boat pizzas I hated.
Yeah.
Now the other one,
they were like brick.
Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah, they were.
I'm gonna shout out Carter Hughes again. But me and him, we eat together every day. So we looked at each other when we saw the ham and cheese in there, and I told him I was going to try it. I said, all right. So I tried it. It just stayed in my mouth until I went and spit it out in the garbage can because it was so bad. But chicken. We got chicken bites, chicken and waffles, chicken fillet, and country fried, or just chicken fried chicken. So
yeah, the more he talks about what they got, I don't feel sorry for
him at all.
But you gotta have extra. Like I don't want to pay extra.
Soy burgers.
And you get 4. You only get 4 chicken bites. They're this big. You only get 4 of them.
But you're getting 2 sandwiches and.
Yeah, me and Cameron in school were eating welfare
plus
burgers.
2 sandwiches didn't fill me up. What do you think about that?
Let me ask you this: how much do you pay for your meal?
Mom pays for it. I don't
Is
know.
it free?
I
Mom pays for it.
High school meals aren't free?
It's free, but if you get extra.
Oh, if you get extra like Luke, it's
So
gonna cost you.
I'll get my plate.
It's cost us $1.50.
I'll get my plate, you know,
include a drink.
and walk up to everybody's putting their number in, all this,
Yeah.
whatever. And I go up there, I say, just put this on Mom's, and walk away.
Your mom works there for people
Right.
listening don't know. She's
Right.
a guidance
Yeah, she's a guidance counselor. But I tell them, put this on Mom's, and I say, thank you, and I'll just walk off. I don't know how much it is. I get it every day.
We need to get it. We need to get it.
Hey,
I'm
it's
looking for a
better-
text from Miss Maddox. She needs to tell me how much she
It's
spends on
better
Luke
than-
for school lunch.
The books for the Kaufman game.
Oh, okay.
Hey, tell them what I told you, though.
Hey,
Coach Wilson.
Coach Wilson told me that if they don't spend it on me, they're going to spend it on the little youngins, or my siblings. But I mean,
That's true.
it's better than paying the two peanut butter and jellies for like $2, $2.50. It's better than spending $20 at Sonic like I usually do, or double
I agree.
cheeseburger and all that stuff. So
It's true. You can't go in a fast food joint and get a value meal anymore for under $10.
Nope. Well, man, that was a good rant.
It was a good rant.
Good rant. He had something to get off his chest.
He got it off. See, this is our therapy session. Take notice, school board.
Therapy session.
Michael Atkins is somewhere sending a text message right now like, we got to fix this. Get these guys to shut up.
I'm trying to decide which one I want to go with.
Oh, he's got a rant too.
hey, say, come on, come over here, Coach. Come on, Coach.
The people going to be lined up in a restaurant to get stuff off
I
their
know.
chest.
This is like open mic night. This has gone off the rails.
Now, I'm going to do something that probably most of you boys are too scared to do. I don't know y'all well enough, but I want to say most of you are not gutless, or you're gutless and you won't do it. The other day, now, when we moved from Winfield to Killen, we decided to get a new living room suit. That's okay. Diner, whatever, the couch. So I said, all right, I want a couch I can lay on and not hanging over. Now, I'm not saying I'm hung over when I'm laying on the couch. I want to understand that I won't hang over the couch when I'm laying down on it. So we get this wrap around. It's a beauty. There's two of me could lay on it, would never touch. Well, there's a recliner that came with it.
I just changed my rant.
We'll go to get it, no recliner. So then Melinda, bless her liver because she doesn't have a heart, she selects a recliner. And I looked at that recliner and I said, Melinda, I have worked so hard for the street cred that I have built up in Winfield, and I'm developing it in Lawrenceburg. And if anybody sees, you cannot show this furniture on Facebook, because if anybody sees this recliner, it's not a man, it's not. I mean, the dog can spin it around when you're sitting in it. I don't know how Melinda gets in it. I can barely fit in it. And so
it's small.
It's small. So finally, like I could lean back in it and the footrest wouldn't hold my feet.
Okay, hold on. He just said, I don't know how
You
Melinda
picked up on it, baby, yeah.
Because I can barely fit in.
Yeah.
Dude, you're insane.
Hey, hashtag real
Please
truth.
don't be watching this. I hope your wife is not
She was,
watching.
I know she still is. But then it gets worse. So then they decide Saturday, I believe it was, they were going to go and pick out a recliner. I hoped they didn't want me to go. I didn't figure they did. But I'd said, I'm going to have some say-so in the recliner. They said, okay. So Kristen, youngest daughter, she sends a picture, first one, and it's about like this one. The recliner's about like this. I'm saying, I don't know if she can get out of it. I said, no, that's not acceptable. The next one, I had to hunt to find her. It's so big. I mean, it was huge. You could get 4 people in there. I said, that's what I'm talking about.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a man's recliner.
And so I really didn't think they were going to get it. So they leave, and Kristen calls back, says, we're going back to get it. We're going back to get it. Okay, so I'm thinking, all right, here we go. 40 minutes later, another picture comes in. Kristen in another recliner. I sent back, not bad. With that level of enthusiasm. Okay? So they come home. Finally get home. I said, hey, y'all need help getting that recliner in? Kristen, you're going to like it. But it's not that one. I thought, what am I going to like about it? So they come in, and it's not that one. Now, it's a nice recliner. And said, can you not be happy about anything? Because I don't even want to talk about no corn at Thanksgiving. Who does not have corn? I mean, did we not celebrate? Is that maize? Did they not bring maize to the first Thanksgiving? It's maize, not corn?
Anyway, Alabama folks.
I mean, I've never had it. Well, I have now. Now in Killen, you go to Killen, anywhere in Killen, you can steal corn. I mean, there's cornfields everywhere. I can tell you where there's not corn. That was on our Thanksgiving table.
What'd she substitute it for?
I don't know what we had mashed potatoes. I mean,
Coach, we're going to have to cut you off
before
you get divorced.
I'm almost done. So they just want me to be happy. And then Melinda comes in, and I said, why did we not get the recliner you promised? Well, it's white. The dog will mess up. It's going to be $30 to get a cover. Well, what did we pay for the? I mean, it's $600 for the recliner. We can't pay $30 for a cover. And it's white, and it doesn't go with anything else. Then why did you ask me? If my opinion I don't know what my opinion doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? I'm good with that. But why did they ask me? Do you understand? Boys, y'all feel my pain?
I do.
Yeah, we do.
Coach, I got a wife and 3 daughters. I get it. It doesn't matter.
It does. You're right. It doesn't matter. So why do you want me to go? Because I'm not happy.
Well, sometimes they ask you hoping you're just going to say what they want.
Right, but I'm not. Society doesn't define me. I define society. And I'm just not going to cave in. But like I said, the corn and then that, it's been a tough. I'm just thankful we're undefeated. Because I got to deal with all that other stuff.
You got a hard home life.
It's tough.
I don't know how we're going to talk these two.
Well, I got my rant.
Okay.
So there's a trend going on right now with high school kids that is unacceptable. We've got. I'm surprised we hadn't seen it. I'm thankfully it's getting a little cold weather. But these boys wearing shorts that the girls used to wear
He's going
when I was in school. I mean, the Daisy Dukes.
All the high school boys is me.
And there's high school kids nowadays wearing these shorts.
Hey, just say the name. Just say who you're talking about.
Does he roll his?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you put a ruler, like they used to have to check you for
they
whatever.
Still do, yeah.
He would have to be sent home.
He wouldn't pass dress code?
No. That's how short these shorts are. That's my rant.
Hey, they're 6 inches. They're dollar bill length.
Think about that. Think about a dollar bill from your knee
But honestly, when
up your leg, and think about a young man wearing those. And tell me that's acceptable.
When I was a freshman at Lawrence County,
it was down around your ankles.
No. We had Daisy Dukes my first 2 years, and then my junior year, we'd actually got the North Carolinas checker,
I remember those.
And they actually came to the top of our knee, and man, we felt like we were sagging. Yeah. Well, they would be Daisy Dukes compared to what they wear now, and now it's just amazing how it's coming back that they like to wear them shorter. It just shows. I'm a barber. I never thought the mullet would come back in style, and I do 10 of them a week.
You know what's funny though?
Things go in cycles, and now shorter shorts are back in style.
I pick on Luke about his shorts, and I bought a pair of shorts, and they were short. And playing golf, I'm like, I don't know, this is weird. But after you playing them, you're like, man, they don't get in my way.
Hey, you feel
nice.
You feel free. You feel free.
You feel free.
Hey.
I'm pro Daisy Duke and men now.
Hey, shout out to Lululemon. Maybe sponsor or something. I don't know.
You want to go there?
No street cred, buddy. You don't have street cred.
All right.
I'm going to be serious. I'm serious too.
When you say Lululemon,
I'll go ahead and go. So there's for a lot of people, I'm sure you're familiar. Back in the '90s, early 2000s. So the guy that played at Florida State, his name was Myron Roll.
Yeah.
This guy was going to be a bona fide first-round NFL draft pick. He gave that up to become a neurosurgeon. He's a legit brain surgeon. He's gone overseas. He's gone into Africa. He's gone to all these poor countries to do all this doctor work. He is a legit brain surgeon. You know who's not a brain surgeon? Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is the example of what a lot of what I think is going wrong in the world today. He is a guy who thinks he knows a lot when actually he knows very, very little. Now, a lot of people got upset when Kyrie got suspended for posting that link on social media. But really, when you look at the owner Joe Tsai's side of things, look at everything that Kyrie Irving's done. He has ran 2 coaches out of New Jersey. He said that me and Kevin Durant can go coach the team ourselves. We don't need a coach. While Steve Nash was the coach, he held the team back after practice to run his own practice with the team. No one in Boston had anything good to say about him. Right now, Brooklyn has the lowest attendance of anyone in the NBA. They have the lowest season ticket holders of anybody in the NBA. And then on top of that, he does something stupid. He posts that link to an anti-Semitic video, doesn't apologize, is given multiple occasions to apologize and still can't do it. No, Kyrie Irving's not a brain surgeon. He's just an idiot. We just need to call it for what it is. And I was playing that exchange that he had with the reporter when the stories first started coming out. And my wife said, "Man, that sounds like a lot of the arguments I have with my students." And that brought me to the realization is Kyrie Irving has 4 million Twitter followers. He has more than that on Instagram and several other social media platforms. Our youth and our kids are listening to this idiot. And it's disturbing. A lot of the things, if you would have, what was the trial of the guy in Wisconsin, Darrell Brooks. My wife and I were obsessed with that trial because a lot of the arguments that Darrell Brooks is trying to make unsuccessfully sounds like a lot of the arguments that a lot of teachers across the country are having with their kids right now. There's a lot of kids that think they know a lot when they actually know very little. Darrell Brooks probably needed a lawyer. He probably would have got a little bit of a lesser sentence. Now, he probably still would be rotting in jail for the rest of his life, but a good lawyer might have found a way out of a couple of those charges. But he decided to represent himself and found out the hard way, he's just not that smart. You look at a guy like Aaron Rodgers. He's losing his team currently right now, and the Green Bay Packers, a lot of people don't know this, are trying to find a way to move away from Aaron Rodgers eventually at some point. He's alienated his locker room. No one wants to say it, but it's the truth. Everyone always talks about, well, why doesn't Green Bay ever want to make a trade to bring in guys for Aaron Rodgers? But the truth and the secret is behind all of that in Green Bay is no one wants to go to Green Bay. No one wants to play for that guy. He has an ego. He thinks you're smarter than everybody else, when in all reality, he's just not. And I realize how much of an impact that this has on the youth when they see these guys, whether they like it or not, whether they want to or not, they are role models for the youth in the country. Something that scares me now as a parent of an 8-month-old, and I'm sure that scares a lot of parents who've got a lot of kids who are way older than mine, and my kid now that has to grow up in this situation. But as the old saying goes, it takes a community to raise a child, which is absolutely true. I think us as communities, us as parents, us as everybody, need to start steering our kids in the right direction. And I think that's a big point that we need to see, because our teachers are stressed, our administrations are stressed, and they see a guy like Kyrie Irving, who in all reality is just an idiot that just talks a lot. And they see that as how you're supposed to argue, how you're supposed to handle stuff when you're adults. When in all reality, he cost himself millions of dollars by doubling down on his stupid rhetoric instead of just going, you know what, I was wrong, I shouldn't have tweeted it out, I'll learn and I'll grow from this. But no, the only time he apologized is when they suspended him and took away his money. There's a lot of guys, if you listen to some of these reporter exchanges, and maybe I'm a little bit biased because I've seen some of those and I've been in the media for almost 2 decades. But you see a lot of that goes on in those press conferences is also what's going on in our classrooms every day. It's what's going on in our principal offices every day. I think us as communities need to step up in a big way and start steering our kids in the right direction. That's my rant.
Pretty good one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, mine, I'm glad you got a little serious with yours, because mine's more on the serious topic. And I want to open this up that my youngest daughter is a junior, so by the time anything happens, she'll be gone. So I'm just thinking about the future. Also, I'm a Lawrence County graduate, and I don't really have any ties to it. But at the end of the day, when my oldest daughter started Summertown High School in 2014, there was a lot of excitement, not because she was going to Summertown, but for the simple fact that everybody said, man, she's going to be the first graduating class of Summertown High School's new school. Well, it's 2022, almost 2023, and there hasn't been ground broke. I'm going to go through 3 kids before they ever see a school. So that's a debate for the county commissioners and somebody else. What I want to kind of plead with people right now is Summertown has 7 home games. Yes, y'all heard that right. We have 7 home games this year. Coaches are using it as an excuse that they don't want to come play Summertown because it's a safety hazard. Because the walls are so closed in and your end zones are real short. And I get it. Basketball's played different nowadays. Now, don't get me wrong, I think probably half of those teams are probably using that as an excuse because they don't want to let little old Summertown come beat the crap out of them. But it is what it is. Here's a list of schools that Summertown reached out to trying to get to come that said they did not want to come this year because of safety concerns for that little gym. Siegel, Richland, who have come every year except this year, Columbia Central, Forest, Eagleville, Summit, Marshall County. Giles County has already said once they're not in our district next year, they're not going to be coming back to Summertown. So, I am just imploring and pleading with county commissioners, school board, whatever it's going to take. I'm not begging for a new school, and again, my kids will never see it, so don't think this is for selfish reasons. Summertown High School needs a gym. They need to be able to host a district and a region tournament to make money, okay? And if you're not going to get that, my daughter has to get up at 5:30 every morning to be practiced before school because Summertown has to share that one little gym with 2 high school teams and 2 middle school teams. So it's time to step up and make something happen. And I get it. You can throw out and say, all right, well, we've donated and we're building some things up there. Those are just Band-Aids. You can call it whatever you want. Those are just Band-Aids, okay? We have 7 home games this year, and Summertown usually uses their basketball to fund and pay for the nonprofit sports that go on all year. Hard to do that with 7 home games, so I'm pleading with anybody that'll listen, please do what needs to be done, and let's quit dancing around it. Thank you, guys.
That's insane. I didn't realize it only had 7 home games. I actually do have a rant, but that was just something I made up on the spot about Luke. Sorry. I don't know if you saw today, but the TSSAA, which is a glorious organization, passed NIL for high school students in Tennessee. It went into effect. It's just like what the college did. That's going to ruin the college game. You can argue with me all you want. I know there's people that like to do that. And I think players at the college level probably should get some compensation. I have no issue with college players being able to get money based on their likeness. Look at their own camera. If you market yourself, if you are paid to do an advertisement, you should get paid for it. I have no issue with that. There needs to be restrictions. If Heine's Barbecue wants to pay Luke Maddox to come up and do an advertisement, there shouldn't be an issue with it once he's in college. There shouldn't be an issue with it even when he's in high school, but that's just scratching the surface. If Luke wants to go out and give golf lessons, there shouldn't be an issue with that. And that's how they're framing the high school version of that. But the problem is, this is going to open up a Pandora's box for big corporations to come in and start paying these star athletes. So let's take Alabama, for instance. Let's take Tennessee. Let's do Tennessee. It's easy. Pilot Flying J, big corporation in Knoxville, Tennessee, big donors of Tennessee football. There's a player that's a big Tennessee football player, a recruit, wanting him to come. What's stopping them from going in when he's a sophomore and start giving him millions if he will go to the University of Tennessee. They don't have to have the university's permission. Now they don't have to have the TWSA's permission. They can go into him and say, hey, come do some, whatever it is, sweep the floors. We'll give you $2 million. But hey, you need to go to the University of Tennessee. They say, and the TWSA, they're like, oh, you can't do that. That would be illegal. How are you going to find out? Now what happens when you've got a basketball player or a football player that's playing for Lawrence County High School, and you've got a private school in a county over that wants to come recruit them and start paying them, have a business going to back them up and start paying them money? What happens when it's not a private school and it becomes a public school? And they've got a donor that comes in and says, hey, I'm going to give you and your family this much money if you will just come to the school I donate my money to. As long as the school's not involved, we're okay. They've opened up a Pandora's box that will never be shut. There was a thing as the purity of baseball, and the steroid era started to ruin that. You can argue whether it's ever gotten back there. But college sports, the reason college sports is so well liked in the South is because it was pure. There were amateur athletes who were getting an education. They were accessible. Now you have college athletes who are making millions before they ever step foot on campus. How long is it for a high school player now, since Tennessee TWSA passed this law, or passed this in their bylaws, how long is it before a high school athlete sets out a championship game because they don't want to get hurt before they go to college because they have no reason to play because they've already got a big fat paycheck? It's only going to get worse. The purity of sports is gone. I don't think we ever get it back.
Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Well, you guys feel better? I certainly feel better. Got all that off our chest, and someone spits.
I'm still trying to figure out how Coach Wilson's going to go home to his old lady.
I've got a basement. I've got
I'm sure there's going to be some special sandwiches for this guy in the cafeteria
tomorrow. I want to see what they. Yeah. I want to see.
There's a hotel right here, Coach. If you need
Well,
something.
so it'll help me if I can get in the shameless plug. Ladies, for all your Christmas needs, my youngest daughter has Shop 128, Instagram at Shop 128 underscore. For all your Christmas needs, look at her stuff. She's fashion merchandising major at UNA, sweet girl. And, we may need help in funding a second house.
Yeah. You're going to go home and that recliner's going to be on the porch.
Well, we'd like to thank you guys for checking out xSports Live again tonight. We'll see you guys right here from Heine's Barbecue once again next week.
Good job.
This is the xSports Network.